Okay, here we go. I should get some music. Oh, nope, that's copyrighted. Hey everybody, it's Uncle U, and I'm just, No, that's copyrighted! I just said! Where's like my... what should I put on? Screw it. Here's my awesome video game music playlist. Don't set it too loud. Anyways, so I'm just doing some animation today, so it'll just be me for now, but I have a friend joining us later. Anyways, so I am currently animating this lovely lady. Well, rather, I'm doing shadows today.
And watch this!
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that. And we're also gonna be turning off the audio references because A, I don't need it, and B, you don't want to hear constantly. Is my little guy sad? No, he's not. Okay. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna let people know I'm live. Okay. Okay, then, here we go, and there we go. Oh, man, I should do it on my Twitter. My Twitter. Oh, that's nice. There we go. Let's do this. Okay, so shading. Character shading. First off, we're gonna be doing this. There we go. How do I want to do this? Do I want the light? Do I want the light coming like this, or do I want... Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Yeah, so this has been an animation I've been working on. It's a bit of also... It's a mix between, just a for fun project and also just something I've been working on as like a test animation for a future project. And why didn't that render as a thing? There we go. There we go. A little bit lower. There we go. I'm here to say hi and bye. I have to go. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining and then leaving. Joshua sitting. Good luck with whatever it is you gotta do. My control key keeps falling off of my keyboard and it's really annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, there we go. The music playing is Monty on the Run, in case y'all are curious. When it comes to video game music, I'm not like other girls. Nah, I just like to pick whatever I like. Especially, I have a huge soft spot for like Commodore 64 music. Lots of good stuff, and And a lot of it goes unnoticed in America, which is a bit of a shame because there's a lot of good stuff. Okay, that looks good. Here we go. There we go. Eyes got a bit of shadow work there. Alright, now we do shading. Yep. Using a little less lineage here, just so that it doesn't look messy. Yeah, so this is just like a smaller project. I need to do more. I need to stream more animation. It's just I've been slacking because well, no, I wouldn't say I've been slacking. I've actually been sort of prepping a big project. It's just after I finished my thesis film, I needed a break. So yeah, there's that. But I kind of want to get into other things because I've been planning out like a really big project for the future involving these two. Yo, Prince, how's it hanging, man? And welcome to animation. Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of animation right now. Chilling like a villain. Yeah. Amen to that. It's Friday. You chilling? Go get high as fuck. I watched Friday on a Plane not too long ago. Fucking great movie. Must be said. My problem with a lot of stoner movies, as it called, is that, you know, they always say, oh, you gotta be high to watch them and enjoy them, and usually that's a sign of, well, you just have terrible writing. But Friday is very chill and pretty funny. Do you do animation skits by chance? You mean sketches or like funny little skits? Cause this is actually an animation skit. It's using some very familiar audio. So yeah, this is it is a skit. I do sketches every so often, though. Some people can do really impressive sketches. I can't. Like, my view of animation is like I like to sort of buckle down and get to work as quickly as possible, and that means like a lot of my sketches aren't particularly all that impressive. Like, I've heard these days for certain American animation companies that are like, the animatics basically almost have to be fully animated, and I'm just like, no, that's bad. Don't do that. The point of an animatic is to give you a rough idea. It's not. Why we gotta do something crazy? But yeah, this is an animation skit, I'd say. Agreed. Yeah. Like recently I watched a storyboard video for Lupin the Third's for Castle of Cagliostro. I watched like a storyboard comparison between it and the final animation. And the thing is, the animation, like the storyboards were very simple in terms of like actions. It was just one key pose to another. And then you watch the actual movie, it's so fluid and dynamic in comparison. Like, they didn't need a ton of storyboarded poses planned out. It was just like they trusted the animators to go, okay, we know what's going on here. I love this song, WWF No Mercy. Yeah, one of my probably my serious nominee for favorite menu theme. Although I'm gonna be controversial, I'm gonna be a little controversial. I don't think No Mercy is the best WWE game. I think SmackDown Here Comes the Pain is or maybe even All Stars. Depends on what you're looking for. Or I mean, they're all different enough. I just think I love just how much SmackDown Here Comes the Pain has in terms of content. Like, holy shit, the amount of cool new stuff in that game is ridiculous. And some of it has kind of never been duplicated. Oh, I got a text. Hold up. Yeah. Just like, cause the thing is, but like, I also love All Stars. That game is just unbelievably good. And what's funny about that game is that is they hype up Drew McIntyre as like a legend in the making in that game, and that game came out in 2011, and then Drew McIntyre was let go of in WWE after a bit, and then he came back and he's just like bigger than. Here Comes the Pain was definitely in my top 5. I don't think they could ever make WWE games as good as they did back then. 2K19 was very close to being as good. Definitely had a lot of options. 2K20 kind of spoiled it. They're on the right track again, though. There was a lot of problems with 2K20. So. Like 2K20 was a fucking mess. But I'm glad they took the break and fixed it, which I wish more game companies did. Sometimes a franchise just needs a break. Or they need to. It's kind of annoying with video game development these days. Just so many of them. Like, it feels like they're taking an unnecessarily long amount of time, and then what you get is just something not very good. It feels like it's very overpriced, like in terms of budget. I'm of the opinion you can do a smart developer, director, producer can take like the budget of like a fourth of that and do something really cool with that. Cool without like having to go overboard. Like, you watch Deadpool, like if you've ever seen Deadpool, that movie only cost like half of what a typical Marvel movie costs. And you know what? It still looked nice. It still felt like a big theatrical movie. It was really damn good. And it applies to video games too. Like, I really think just video game costs in the past, like development costs, have just ballooned to the point of it being like off-putting in a lot of ways. Like, again, I could be talking out my ass. I'm not a video game developer. I'm an animation director, or animator rather. Though, you know what? No, it can apply to movies too. Like, Like, the old excuse for why we don't get 2D animated movies is because anymore. It's because, oh, it's more expensive to do CG. And then you look at CGI movie costs, they're like hundreds of millions of dollars. There's like 70 million at the cheapest if it's something like Illumination. And then you got and then you get kind of just a lot of hold on. Was a diehard wrestling fan. 2K15 was the last one I played. Major disappointment. Never went back, but I might come back and try again. 2K19 was good. If you're gonna try one of the later 2K games, you're probably at your best getting the recent one. 2K, I think we're at 2K23 or 24. I don't know anymore. But regardless, that's the latest ones. I've heard good things, and so yeah. But yeah, like 2K15 definitely was a disappointment, and they did improve things. So thankfully, at least I can name, and I will say this, at least I can name the differences between wrestling games. I can't really do that with FIFA. Have you tried it out? 2K23? No, but no, because I'm not made of money. There we go. And on. And on. And on. Like Aerosol. There's a reference nobody living in America will get. I should note that about me. I'm born and raised American, but I have British family, and frequently we would either visit or visit my relatives in England, and I'd be informed of like certain references and memes that are going on in England at that time. So actually, that doesn't look right. Try this. No. I know what to do. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Jimmy boy. So that's what he did. I should note, like, I like doing like very like 90. I describe my shading style as like very 70s to 80s, no, to 90, mid 90s, what's it called? Style shading, you know, lots of hatching, lots of, you know, maybe like certain color tones every so often. Not a whole lot of, digital enhancement that often, but, I do it. It's just, there we go. This is looking good, bro. Thank you. Are you a big fan of video game music? If so, from what games? I tend to look at a lot of games for like cool music. Like I'm not very selective about where I get my game music from, if you get me. I think it's fun to sort of explore and find every so often some more obscure music tracks that you would not expect. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of the shoulders because they weren't present in the last ones. Yeah. But if I had to, okay, I'll tell you what. I can name like certain consoles I aim for when it comes to music, because it's one thing, because you get a lot of people who go for like NES music a lot, for instance. Me personally, yeah, there's a lot of great music on the NES, but like NES music, you know, it's very obvious, and and like so much of like NES music so already super explored. But Commodore 64 music, unless you're living in England or Europe, you wouldn't know a lot of it, and I think that's a shame, because if you listen, like I'm gonna shut up in a second and let this track play. This is Commodore 64 music. Have a listen. See what I mean? It sounds so, like, it's surprisingly complex. It's got some, like, real heavy-hitting bass. It sounds awesome. I love Commodore 64 music. Yeah, like, God, this shit just slaps. Yeah, and like, yeah, like, there's plenty of NES music I think sounds phenomenal. Do not get me wrong. I still love a lot of NES music, but like, you know, I think it's fun to find tracks you may not be familiar with. There's this one composer in particular, we're gonna hear him later, named Tim Fallon, who he does just absolutely incredible arrangements for music and games. What's funny is the games he often programmed for were kind of crap, but my god, his music. He did Silver Surfer on the NES, he did, what else did he do? He did Thomas the Tank Engine, Rock and Roll Racers, just an amazing composer. He also did Plock, which okay, to be fair to Plock, Plock is a very underrated Super Nintendo game. Well, must shade ass. Here's a classic. I also like a lot of Genesis music. Genesis music sounds really interesting. So what else have you guys been doing? Are any of you compete? Well, since I got Yu-Gi-Oh view, people who watch me for my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, are any of you taking part in the World Championship matches this weekend? Cause I ain't. Cause I won a duel and only got 1,000 points, and then I saw the person number one was at 40,000 right now, and I'm like, no thanks. I have to, one, actually make my Yu-Gi-Oh video for the event, and two, I just don't have that kind of patience. So I like compete in like a couple matches just to be like, just to like get the gem rewards, because you know me. Let's. Look, there's only so much flunder and like I can take, you know. Uh-oh. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. There we go. No one will ever know. Da, 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 da. It's coming along lovely. Hope I don't get done in for copyright for any of this music. Go. Okay, and now to add our glasses. There we go. The nice part about this bit is there's not much I gotta... The only thing, I don't have to worry much about the shading here, just... Well, actually, hold on. Ooh, Leisure Suit Larry. God, I love the soundtrack to this fucking game. Have you guys ever played Leisure Suit Larry? I hope someone in here has. I fucking love those games. Smooth jazz. Okay. Ooh. Hold on just a sec.
What's up, homeboy?
Hey, how's it going?
Shit. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just currently working. I'm just currently in the shading process. And was just jamming out to the Leisure Suit Larry theme.
God. You know, so funny thing about those games.
Yes.
I've heard about them. Like, I know about them. I've never played a single Leisure Suit Larry in my life.
I love them. I'm a fan of point and click adventure games and also naughty humor. And that
like I'm a big fan of naughty humor as well, and that's why everyone's like, when I'm like, yeah, I've never played Leisure Suit Larry, they get so like confused. They're like, it's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Okay, but like,
all right. I gotta change that at some point. I will. I don't know. Maybe not on a public call. Maybe not in like a public playthrough because boobies.
yeah, no, obviously, no, yeah, man, I'll just throw that shit up on Twitch. With the worst
But I will happily stream. I'll probably stream Love for Sale. That one's my favorite. And that was the one with the theme song I was just listening to because.
See, I know there was one for, I think, like OG Xbox.
Oh God, Magna Cum Laude. So the thing is with Magna Cum Laude, it's considered the second to worst game.
Okay.
Cause it was made without series creator Al Lowe, and it was made at the time when like sex comedies was stuff like, you know, Van Wilder, American Pie.
Oh God.
So less sexy, more gross.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately Leisure Suit Larry Magna Cum Laude suffered from that. It's not the worst game ever, and there's some really funny bits here and there. It's just that like,
but it definitely should have been Van Wilder the game instead of.
Yeah.
Miss Ma'am, I'm trying to reset up the chair. Can you not jump on it?
So yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. And Love for Sale is probably is a lot of people's favorite, not just because it's got some of the best comedy, but it also has a really nice art style. I'll oh, and I was gonna and and all and there are so many little Easter eggs you can find in that game that are really fun. Like you can find a robot Bill Clinton and the like.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. All right, and there we go.
Yes, I know you're upset because I covered the chair. God, she's killing me.
You're killing me, Small.
You're killing me, child. You're killing me. You are upset that I covered the chair so you didn't smell like cat pee when you jumped on it. We used to have a cat before they got a bit too old and we had to, yeah. But she was getting sold. She couldn't figure out where she was. And so basically the whole house became a litter box to her, if you catch my drift.
I get you. Oh.
Did you really just steal my seat because I got up to put my belt on? You're a butthead. You are a butthead. You know that? Oh my god.
What's up?
She's upset that I moved her from the chair. And I mean having a complete meltdown.
Oh. Child, you do not want to smell like cat urine.
Yeah. Are you hungry? I have lunch made. Oh my god. She is so exhausted, dude. Tell me all about it.
Autumn.
Yeah.
Autumn, I'm gonna mute you for a little bit. Go tend to your child.
Yeah.
Let me know when things have calmed down. Which one's the? There we go. Doggy. Oh, that reminds me. Who's hyped for Street Fighter 6? God, that game looks fucking great. Looking good. Okay, next. Okay. Okay, we are almost at 4 seconds of shaded animation. Uh-oh. Something went wrong.
a fox who's beyond reproach. Gizmos and gadgets galore. When the bad guys come to call on him, you know he'll even the score. When times are uncertain and mischief's afoot and bad
Okay, what's going on here? Why is it doing this?
the fox in the tux will give evil the boot. Spy corps are coming to call. Spy fox.
All right.
The moves and the smarts to solve every
That's why. Oh.
Spy fox. He's the fox with the gadgets. You know that he'll win every time. Spy fox. So run and hide, you baddies. Here he comes for you. He's Spy Fox.
Okay.
Spy Fox.
Welcome back.
Yeah, no problem, man. She was just hungry.
She requires... Mother, I require nourishment. Alright. I'm still animating away. That's just my want. I'm almost to 4 seconds of animation, of shaded animation, which is...
Heck yeah.
Which is nice. That means I'll be like a third of the way done. Uh-oh. Oh, by the way, viewers at home, if you hear Bluey coming through, that is Autumn's child's favorite show.
Yep.
I've actually, my friend, I actually enjoy Bluey. It's fun. It's also beautifully animated.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
So
wouldn't.
the big issue
What?
of why you all can hear Bluey is I have a super sensitive mic, and our TV is stuck at one volume because the remote control died.
And there's no button on the TV that
Mm-mm.
wow. It's like that one joke from Zoe 101 where they want to change the channel on the TV and but there's no remote and they have no idea what a button on the TV is because by that point all the TVs were like plasma screens.
Yeah.
It's there's it is always impressive. It is kind of interesting, like I always appreciate when you get like animation teams who are working on what are ostensibly preschool shows who are just like, you know what? No, we're gonna what the what happened to your eyes, girl? Okay. Yeah, your eyes are not supposed to look like that. There you go. Yeah, so like trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like you get shows like there are plenty of preschool shows who have kind of or little kid or Nick Jr. shows who have a very cheap look, you know? Oh, like nothing offensively bad, just kind of like a sort of standard look, you know? Like no one is watching, no one's looking at the Backyardigans or like and going, wow, this is such groundbreaking animation. And, you know? And then you got stuff like Bluey where it's like really fluid and full of life and just, wow, this is really good stuff.
And like you said, with everything being fluid, especially with like Bandit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's that's great reactions and like it's especially because the thing is with like Bluey clearly uses a lot of motion tweens. And the thing is with tween heavy animation, it could so easily be like very stiff. Like if you watch BoJack Horseman or some of the newer episodes of Arthur, they use that kind of digital puppet animation, and it looks really cheap. And so when you got Bluey coming along and being like, yo, check it out, I'm a preschool show. I use a lot of teens. I use a lot. I use a lot of tweens, and I look gorgeous. It's like, why? How are they doing this? Like, it's especially annoys me with BoJack, because with BoJack, the whole thing, it's like so many emotional scenes that need really good directions are flat as hell because of the animation style they do. And I know that studio can do good stuff, so it just kind of annoys me. That they opt for an animation style that, I'll be frank, looks worse than Family Guy. I said it! I ain't taking it back!
Why would you say something so controversial yet so true?
Because the thing is, at least Family Guy, has moments where they get to really utilize the animation and for, like, energy. Like, whenever Seth MacFarlane decides, you know what, I'm going to reference a Golden Age musical number, they'll animate it, like, really fluidly and nice. Like,
and
there's
then the rest of the show is just garbage.
I wouldn't call it, like, flat-out garbage, but yeah, it doesn't look particularly great, now does it? But at least, like, when it does have those kind of moments, they hit home, and it's really nice when you get stuff like that. Trying to think of other shows. Like I like my. I'm trying to think of other shows where like the animation was like surprisingly a little bit extra considering the context. Like I'm thinking of there's this show. Do you remember watching a show called Little Bear?
Yeah.
Like I went back and looked at some of the animation for that show. It looks really nice.
I know. It went hard for it. That's like
It was a Nick Jr. show.
yeah, I know a little bit. No, I'm trying to remember the fucking turtle.
Franklin.
Yeah.
I think
that
was
went hard too.
Yeah, that was the same animation.
Animation.
Animation? No, the same animation studio.
God, what are you, Canadian?
I mean, Nelvana is a Canadian company, so maybe they're rubbing off on me. But like, no, Nelvana could do some really good stuff. Recently, Mensch and I, when I was visiting him, we just decided to go on Tubi and look at obscure cartoons, and we found this show called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, which was a very action-heavy cartoon with like gorgeous animation that we thought, okay, this had to be animated by TMS in Japan, and it's so fluid. And then we looked, no, it was just done by Nelvana in Canada. It's like, no way. It's like, you telling me Nelvana just decided to make their shit look super anime inspired, and like not just like anime inspired, good anime inspired, and with like no outsourcing. And I think there probably was a bit of outsourcing to Korea I think, but like I didn't see any Japanese names. I was honestly stunned. Cause
They just roll up something.
for the people at home, I love studying animation from the mid to late 80s, early 90s, because that was what I like to call the golden age of outsourcing in animation, because because studios would outsource to all sorts of different American and Japanese animation studios, let's not kid ourselves, would outsource to all sorts of studios across the world. And
Some of them not so good.
yeah, sometimes, and it's fun to sort of look through and study these animation studios, see what they did, how you're able to tell which studios are what. Like, for example, you can with Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons had a lot of different studios, and whenever you get like TMS are kind of the ones most people know, and whenever they were in charge, they would do absurdly gorgeous work, just like very intense shadows, great movement, etc. But you'd also get some other interesting studios, like one studio that did a lot of work on Tiny Toons was Star Toons, based out of Chicago. And the thing is with Star Toons, they have a very angular style, but they would have some of the best cartoony movement. Just you can find their pencil tests online, and it's some of the funniest like cartoon animation on TV you can get. Like they were hysterical. But then you get the weirder ones. You'd get ACOM, who they were okay, not really anything groundbreaking. But then sometimes you get some really wonky ones, like Kennedy Cartoons, who made these dead-eye blobby monstrosities. But the one that was considered the worst was Encore Cartoons, who there's no information about online. The only thing we know for certain is they were based in Nevada, and their animation was horrible. Oh, and I wish I could find out more. Transformers was another interesting one. You'd get like them outsourced to Japan a lot, or the Philippines. But there's one episode of Transformers that I love watching. Try and guess which one it is.
I know it's not the Kingdom of Carbamia.
I mean, that one's a certified hood classic.
That's a certified hood classic.
But no, I love to watch the episode Carnage in C minor, because Carnage in C minor is, for those who don't know, is considered one of, if not the worst episode of G1 Transformers. And
it's something, all right.
Yeah, and it has an hysterically stupid plot with singing aliens. But what's especially great about it is the animation, which was done by ACOM of Korea, who, as mentioned before, they can do okay, but for whatever reason in that episode, they decided to go full hog, just the absolute worst, and some of the worst animation I've ever seen in G1 Transformers. Here it is, and it is hysterically bad. Characters changing sizes, characters that are canonically dead are brought back to life, all layering issues everywhere, sudden jump cuts, everything. Every time you watch Carnage in C minor, you notice something wrong with it each time. Like, if I was an animation teacher, what I do is I would have my students watch that episode
For your find 18 mistakes in Carnage in C minor.
I'd be like, okay, students, write a paper analyzing Carnage C minor Tell me about every animation error you've seen. And don't you dare use ChatGPT. ChatGPT would not be able to process all these fucking errors.
Chat GPT be like, it's a masterpiece, you leave it alone.
Yeah. Just God, I love. Trying to think of other really funny shows.
Although, I know you've probably talked about this a lot,
Go ahead.
but some of the animation in Naruto, especially the fight scenes.
Oh yeah, so what's interesting about Naruto's animation is kind of interesting in that it's not necessarily like, because early on the animation wasn't necessarily bad, but you could definitely tell it was on the cheaper end. If I remember correctly, the animation studio who did it was, let me look up their name. If I remember correctly, they were kind of new. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? They're not new at all. Been around since the 70s. And but I'm looking through this, and the thing is, the company Studio Pierrot, they were not a bad animation studio, but they were nothing great either. Their shows had kind of a, how do I put this? Like they're the studio that animated Ghost Stories. And the thing
Say
is,
no more. Say less.
no, well, unfortunately, when it comes to Ghost Stories, the animation is like the part they bring up the least. Because it really was, the animation in Ghost Stories, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything to write home about. I get the feeling they were one of those studios that were caught off guard by the rise of digital animation at first. Do you know what I mean? Because there was a period in a lot of anime in the early 2000s where they had kind of a tough time adapting to digital ink and paint. And like, yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they weren't the only ones. A lot of studios had trouble adapting to digital ink and paint, both Japanese and American. And so I talked this with you before, but there was a period in a lot of early 2000s anime where a lot of them looked really flat, because essentially they were still trying to do like what worked for a lot of previous anime, but and not really taking advantage of the fact that, oh, now we could have like digital like shading and lighting effects and like go real nuts. Like
I sent you that favorite like not even a second frame of animation. I was talking about the
hey, that animation frame you sent, and that's at least like really nice and fluid. That's when like you kind of get the feeling like come the Leaf Village invasion arc onward, like the animation for Naruto started to really pick up.
it started to pick up, but you can't lie about that face though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, the face is great. But like you compared to before, like that one time Sasuke was doing the fireball style in the fight and he breaks his neck while doing it. Yeah, because they tried to, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to go for like a snappy, like a very snappy, quick neck movement, but it just looks so weird because it
Boy got whiplash from that.
yeah. C snaps his foot. And then later on, you got Pierrot did pick up the pace. Like what series is it? Come Shippuden, it gets a lot more consistent, and by the time of like the last couple seasons, their animation's really good.
Oh yeah.
In fact, Boruto for the most part looks continues it and looks rather nice for the most part. It's safe for like that one shot of him crying.
We don't talk about that. That never happened.
Like I kind of appreciate with that face they were trying to go for like an ugly cry. But I think the problem is it's not detailed enough to look good. I think if he like One Piece has ugly cries all the time. A big thing with One Piece is the ugly cry. But the thing is, I think they also go all out with like the detailing, the expressions, and like whereas Boruto's ugly cry is too restrained. Like, not even his upper teeth are showing, which makes him look a little bit like gay. Like give him some upper teeth showing, and that will look a little bit better. Actually, as far as that whole studio's adapting to digital ink and paint, that's why I find interesting about comparing the original Fruits Basket to the recent one that came out. Because the original was animated by Studio Dean, and Dean have a reputation, especially in the 2000s, where a lot of their animation just looks really cheap and gross. And like Fruits Basket is one of their better ones from that time period, but there are so many shots where like the characters look really, really off.
Hey, Uncle, you?
Yeah.
I saw this asserted.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, like, really detailed painting of Boruto crying. That's great. Okay, to be fair to Studio Dean, though, they did get better. I think Konosuba is like the show where they finally got things together. And the funny thing is with Konosuba is that the kind of goofier that show looked, the better the better.
Oh yes, the pain animation.
Oh yeah, the pain arc animation. Okay, so on the one hand, I appreciate them trying something a little bit different. But on the other hand, it looks like Ren and Stimpy.
Jelly face.
Like the sad thing is, I admire, that's like, it's really nice and fluid, and later, and you can tell that was like kind of like an experiment to see like, okay, can we do more fluid animation? But I would have played it safe and have done that on a filler arc just to be sure that, oh yeah, this kind of animation we can do.
Yeah,
this was right after, Hinata almost died. It's like the big dramatic. It's kind of funny actually, because with a future project I'm planning, it's kind of a romance anime, but I thought it'd be funny every so often to do like very Ren and Stimpy-esque like expressions and the like.
I love it.
It's just a matter of like when and where would be a good time to use those kind of expressions, because you gotta plan out that kind of thing carefully. Like if you have you watched Ren and Stimpy recently?
Mm-mm.
So the thing is with Ren and Stimpy, people think of it as like a manic, energetic show. Oh, but if you watch it, it's really not. Like that, it can be surprisingly slow at times. But the thing is, that made the moments where it gets all crazy and like built up all the better. And it like lets a lot of the expressions and jokes sink in. Like when you watch the episode where Ren's ranting to his cousin and threatening Stimpy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut your limbs off. Like that. I can't do Ren. And it's like, it's slow, but it works. Or same thing with Rocko's Modern Life. It's a crazy show, but it's also, again, kind of chill, mellow pace. Alright.
Don't worry about that. Now this guy's. Who's this? Okay, Charlie and Bonnie Bomb Army Bomb.
Hey, question, Autumn.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you let your so the thing is, when I was reading up about Bluey, apparently some parents don't let their kids watch episodes with Muffin.
Nah, dude. I let Boogie watch Muffin episodes. Hell, we love Muffin episodes.
Yeah, well, because they're the funniest. Because they're oftentimes the funniest episodes.
I am a llama eating a banana. Yum yum yum
Hey.
yum yum.
I was like, oh, she's not tired. She just really likes the plant. I had the plant.
I hate plants.
Like, oh god, Muffin is like, it's really hard to write a bratty character because you run the risk of them being really annoying, like Caillou. But the thing is, the difference is that is that Muffin's not a whiny character. She is the embodiment of chaos.
Yeah.
Like, and
Like I promise you, if she was to play Warhammer 40K, she absolutely would be Corn.
can you send me a photo of that? Because I might doodle that. I might draw that. Because once I did a photo of a picture, a doodle of Muffin like about to hit a nuclear bomb like it's a piñata. Let me find that doodle. It's really funny. Where is it?
Muffin is Corn. Man, this is gonna be great.
Here it is. Where is it? Fuck, where is it? There it is. Here you go. This is the doodle I made of Muffin.
It's a metal pinata.
Pinata. I don't know why I did it in like the chalky art style.
No, what kills me? Corn is the chaos god of blood, war, and murder.
Mensch is,
Just Muffin perfectly.
Mensch is gonna be really happy when I doodle this, and he's gonna give me an in-depth lore about why it's so perfect. And meanwhile, I'm gonna be like, I just thought it'd be funny.
I just thought it'd be funny. Right, you have Autumn to blame for this.
Love you, Mensch, but love you, Mensch. No, I let him do. No, I'm not. Well, I'm not like super into Warhammer 40K lore. I will. They want to do a lore up. They're so good. Just know when to take a break. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, dude.
That's
There's just a buttload of lore, and I can understand that. Like sometimes you do have to like get all of it in order to understand some of the jokes that we make.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the no fun allowed. That's a what.
I thought that was a Judge Dredd reference.
I mean, yeah, but like a lot of people do it for like Warhammer also because they use Space Marines.
Okay.
Speaking of Space Marines, for the also, I think Disney banning episodes and censoring is stupid.
Oh, I agree. Hey, I just... Because honestly, a lot of the episodes are... Like, I've seen so many... I've seen a good number of episodes from Bluey. I can't think of one where it's like, okay, maybe, like, I could see them getting a little bit worried about showing this to kids. But, like, sometimes it'll happen where, like... Because the thing is, making a preschool show is really difficult, because how do you go about, like, in regards to certain content? Like, for example, I'm not scared of the episode, like, there's that episode of, Pingu. A lot of kids were freaked out, Pingu's Nightmare.
Yeah.
Like a lot, that episode is like was pulled from a lot of rotation because kids were freaked out by the walrus. I'm gonna be real here. I was never creeped out by the walrus. I found him funny looking. Like, but I can see why a lot of kids are freaked out, because unlike the simple cartoony look of Pingu normally, here comes this like detailed, much more realistic walrus. Or I know that there are some episodes of Arthur that got pulled, like, for example, the Lance Armstrong episode after Lance Armstrong was revealed to be doing the doping.
Oh, Jesus.
So there's that. Like, I kind of understand where that's coming from. But, I don't know, like, it's not like there's an episode of fucking Bluey where what would be where Bluey drinks a lean or something and tells kids to do it too.
Yeah. Hell, the worst I've seen is cheese and jam.
Yeah. Like the episode that I am kind of surprised they were able to get by relatively okay was the episode where Bluey's parents have a hangover.
That was great.
Yeah, it's a cute episode. Like, and they also, they don't make it explicitly clear that it's
I'm just a little tired. Yeah, tired.
Yeah, like and it's got a good message, and it's like very wholesome. Then actually, there's one. Yeah, there was actually an episode of Tiny Toons that got pulled up for kind of an interesting reason. It's the episode One Beer. Have you ever heard of this?
No, I have not.
So Tiny Toons, every so often, just to fulfill the FCC's educational content requirements for non-cable shows, essentially, they would do some, like, episodes with morals, and this one was to tell kids, don't drink. And so the plot is that Plucky, Buster, and Hampton find a beer in the fridge and decide to have a drink. And throughout the episode, they act drunk throughout it. And it's just it's a really funny episode, but despite its anti-drinking message, it was pulled because apparently they were worried that, like, kids would see that and think, oh, drinking is hilarious. Because it's a really funny episode. And that's kind of a shame.
I have a coffee. I'm happy.
Nice. Bestow upon me the coffee.
Next Tuesday. I will be home late from work. I'm going to go have a mental health deal and remove my hair done. Hallie's doing my hair. Hallie can take time and call me.
Okay.
All right.
Hey.
So your best friend's a vegetable now. Blah blah blah. But you know what they say? When life gives you potatoes, you
Make potato salad. Yeah, just the thing.
hit it. Buckle your pants, buckle your pants. Pull up your socks and dance. Buckle your pants. Buckle your pants. Buckle your pants, buckle your pants. Hey, I said dance.
Blessed be the caffeine.
You know what's funny? Today was the first time in months I went to Dunkin' Donuts for a coffee and a bagel because
God.
we had some people come over to look over. Uh-oh.
1 second, I'm gonna mute myself.
I... Oh shit, Silent Hill 2 music. How much more do I have left? Okay, not much actually.
Alright, I'm back.
welcome back. So I have a fourth of the characters shaded.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna end the stream for now. Because I'm gonna just chill for a bit.
Heck yeah. I'm probably gonna play some more Persona 5 Royal.
Have fun.
I'm starting it back up, dude. So I'm like right at the beginning, and I'm like, God, it's so slow.